Hi, I'm Tom Kelly with Bradford White Water Heaters, and I'm here to talk to you about the Infiniti K-Series. Let's talk about how to get into the diagnostic submenus of the Infiniti K-Series. To do that, you're going to have to push and hold three buttons. The P button, the plus, and the minus button, all at the same time. If I push and hold those for about 3 seconds, you're going to see the P4 menu. The P4 menu is the diagnostics menu. We'll come back to that. But if I scroll around, you're going to see that there's a number of other values that can be selected. You can see what each of these values mean by looking in the installation manual. Now let's go back to P4. P4 is the diagnostics menu. To enter into the P4 menu, I'm going to push and let go of the P button. You're going to see the letter E. Letter E, depending on which direction you're going, means enter or exit. Just remember, whenever you want to back out of a menu, you want to make sure that you see the letter E before pushing P again, which will take you back out to the upper level menu. Now let's go into the P4 diagnostic submenu. With P4 on the screen, I push and let go of the P button. I'm going to see the E. Again, remember, that means enter and exit. And if I scroll, I'll have two options, FH and OD. FH means fault history. If I go into FH, I can recall the 10 latest fault errors that the unit has had. In addition to fault error history, I can see diagnostic values within the unit. To do that, I would scroll to 0D. I'd push and let go of the P button. And then at that point, there's 10 different sensor values I can read, ranging from 0D to 10D. So if I go to any of those, let's say I select 1D, I'd push and let go of the P button, and I'd see a value. In this case, it's the inlet water temperature on the unit, reading right off the inlet water valve. There's a number of different values we can see here, including flue gas exhaust temperature, inlet and outlet water temperature, and flow rate. Once you're done looking at any of the diagnostic submenus, you're going to want to back your way back out to the main screen. Remember, to do that, we want to, in this case, I'm looking at a value. So I'm going to push P. That gets me back to 1D. Now I'm going to use the plus or the minus button, doesn't matter which. Scroll until you see the letter E. That means exit in this case. Push the P button. I'm at 0D, the diagnostics menu. Plus minus again to get back to the letter E. Push the P button. That'll take me back out to P4. And one last time, scroll on the top level menu until you see the letter E again, P one more time, and I've now exited back out to the main home screen. One of the best features of the Infiniti K-Series is that it can control a domestic hot water external recirculation pump in the home. Now you're going to have to do two things in order to set the control up in order for it to control that pump. So obviously the first thing you need is a domestic hot water pump outside of the unit, and we're going to wire that back into the unit itself so that way we can control it. On the control panel, we're going to need to go into the SA settings menu. I'm going to push and hold the P, the plus, and the minus button, all three together for 3 seconds. I'm then going to scroll through the menus until I see the letters SA. I'm going to go into the SA submenu. I'm going to go to A1. Within A1, you're going to see OF. That means it's off. So it's currently not controlling a domestic hot water recirc pump. To tell it that one is connected, I'm going to go to the letters RE. Push and hold until you see it blink. Once it stopped blinking, it now knows that it's hooked up to a pump. I now have to tell it how to control it. To do that, I'm going to push the P button and back out. I see A1. I'm going to scroll until I see the letters R5. Go into R5. This is what's called the comfort level. The scale of the comfort level ranges from 1 through 9. 1 will keep the loop temperature at a cooler temperature or at a greater temperature differential throughout the day. If I want to maintain a tighter differential, I would increase that up to 9, which would offer more comfort, but will operate the pump more often, so it may consume more electricity. You decide how to operate the pump in the system.